Good evening, Budget Committee and Mayor. As the City's Information Technology Department Director, I'd like to thank you for your service to the City, serving on the Budget Committee. I hope technology is servicing your budget needs well. I hope you find this presentation informative and helpful as you review our budget. IT provides for nearly all the City's information technology. This includes IT service strategy, planning, portfolio management, device management, and coordination. IT's mission is service to customers. This includes employees across all departments, managers, executives, elected officials such as yourselves, partner agencies, and citizens relying on city services. We have a small group of 15.8 FTE when fully staffed. With 420 employees, this provides a customer support ratio of 27 customers to 1 IT FTE. In comparison, Lane County has about 20 customers per 1 FTE employee. Eugene has about 17 customers per 1 FTE IT employee, and eWeb has about 9.5 customers per IT employee. Our department has 3 divisions or teams. The first is the Geographic Information Systems with 4.8 FTE, the Network with 5, and the Office of the Director with 6 full-time employees. We currently have 2 vacancies. So what systems do we support? IT supports many service areas, from information security to financial systems. Facilities management consumes the most resource, and library consumes the least. We have a diverse and demanding portfolio of technology service areas for an organization of our size, with some complex essential services contained within these categories, such as environmental services, ambulance services, emergency dispatch, permitting, etc. As you can see from the slide, a considerable amount of time is spent on information security. Given our portfolio and services, protecting critical IT infrastructure is essential to service delivery. Let's look at some more FY20 accomplishments. IT relies on several strategies to overcome the heavy workload. The first IT strategy is a heavy reliance on contractual services. This is best illustrated with the database services model. IT manages about 100 databases. IT FTE are expensive in the short term and long term. Database administrators are even more expensive. 1 DBA working 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, costs about $135,000 a year. In comparison, a dedicated team of 3 contracted DBAs working 24/7 costs the city about $107,000 a year. In this case, contracted DBAs cost less than 1/3 of the FTE DBAs. We are seeing similar savings applying the strategy to application services such as the PeopleSoft. An equally challenging aspect of IT has been protecting the city's IT assets from cyber attack. Unfortunately, with COVID-19, things have worsened. According to the Department of Homeland Security, phishing attacks saw a 667% increase last month during the COVID-19 outbreak. That's 6 times the number of attacks. Strategies to address these challenges and protect IT assets rely heavily on our third strategy, securing systems through collaboration and information sharing. This includes collaboration with our usual partners like LCOG, Lane County, City of Eugene, LTD, etc. This includes collaboration through a multi-state information sharing and analysis center called the MSISAG. This also includes some new partners. One example is that with the National Guard. In FY20, we began collaboration with the National Guard on system scanning. They have highly trained security experts who need continual practice. We have systems that need regular scanning. A typical scan costs approximately $25,000. Regular scanning by the National Guard could save the city $50,000 to $75,000 per year. The fourth is upkeep with patching. The 2015 edition of the Verizon Data Breach Investigation Report revealed 70% of successful cyber attacks exploited known vulnerabilities with available patches. This means that many victims could have prevented a data breach if they had only updated or patched their systems and applications. Supporting applications requires a healthy network. The network team supports underlying IT infrastructure used by nearly all customers. This includes switches, cables, racks, domains, and firewalls, and includes help desk intake and routing. And since our security officer left the city to join the Oregon State University as their information security program manager, this group has stepped in to support information security until we can fill this vacancy. A tremendous amount of work occurs in this area, and nearly everything that attaches to our systems impacts this team. Every year, the number of endpoints increases. Meanwhile, the size of the team has remained the same. With COVID-19, for example, and increased telework, we saw an increase in several hundred new endpoints over the last few weeks. In addition to these keep the lights on activities during FY20, the team collaborated on GIS to roll out mobile device management, assisted police with the modernization of their video system, upgraded Zoll, the ambulance billing system, and has been hard at work on the migration to Office 365. A tremendous effort by this team. We are, again, very fortunate to have such talent and skill here at the city. GIS is another powerhouse team in IT. GIS is perhaps the most collaborative team in IT. Within the city, they connect groups within the city, individuals, work groups, and departments throughout the state, the region, and the state. GIS meets on a regular basis with Eugene, LCOG, Lane County, and the utility boards. We represent the city on the State Geographic Information Council. GIS collaborates on a daily basis with engineering firms, planning firms, schools, parks, etc. Outcomes of this collaboration include very clearly defined and well-managed regional GIS services, a nationally renowned regional information system, a new, more precise inventory of protected waterways and waters of the states and wetlands, acquisition of new high-resolution imagery every 2 years, none of which Springfield could afford independently. GIS truly embraces the strategy of leveraging regional partnerships. Overall, things were going fairly well until COVID-19 hit. Upon Council declaring emergency and standing up the EOC on March 16th, IT dispatched 25% of the department to support the EOC planning. Remaining IT staff deployed remote access tools, virtual meeting tools, and virtual public presentation tools like Webinar and GoToWebinar. IT staff migrated and integrated information systems and many other tasks. And IT kept up with critical work such as phone replacement via virtual meetings, Office 365 implementation, and operational support across the organization for functions such as permitting. All staff are currently working at maximum capacity with incident support, remote worker support, and sustained effort on critical projects and core services such as time cards and budgeting. Our biggest concern is now protecting IT assets from compromise. Recall phishing attacks saw a 667% increase last month during the COVID-19 outbreak. Since March 16th, IT has dedicated over 1,000 hours to the EOC at a value of over $42,000. Investments beyond those currently budgeted will be required moving forward. So what does FY21 look like? Does anybody really know? At this point, we know that these are the major initiatives for IT in FY21. COVID-19 will continue, supporting existing orders, returning to the new norm. Information technology has played a huge role so far, and I do not see that changing anytime soon. Protecting IT assets from the cyber attack will obviously increase. Office 365 will advance, bring new technology, increasing our return on investment. Phone system replacement will advance, requiring transfers of unspent funds from FY20 to FY21. And a good portion of the IT resource will go into the care and feeding of the larger enterprise systems. Overall, FY21 is actually about $40,000 lower than FY20. There appears to be significant change because of two factors. Actuals vary, number one, actuals vary between amended and proposed because of vacancies. Should we be able to fill the two vacancies, and should we be able to keep these positions filled, then going forward, actuals should more closely match proposed and amended budget numbers. Second is the RIS Geo Telecom. This is a consolidation of funds, not new funds, that were previously spread across all department budgets. These are now accounted for in one budget, in IT's budget. These services are still used by all departments, but now budgeted in one place. Other than these factors, our budget is pretty much status quo, slightly less than last year. So what do things look like going forward? We have some big challenges ahead. Near horizon, 2 items that were presented as issue papers include cost analysis of existing systems. The city employs a lot of technology, some of which is redundant, some of which is being underutilized. Systematic analysis will provide the clarity needed to implement meaningful change. Help desk, keep the lights on and off hour support. Not unlike the DBAs and PeopleSoft support contracts, the city needs to consider more efficient methods of supporting these activities beyond 3 to 5 year considerations. Moving out further into the future, data classification will be required to identify where sensitive information exists so that security controls can become more targeted, and new security features to protect information assets can be purchased and deployed only where needed. Several large enterprise software and hardware replacement projects loom on the horizon. Equipment in the city's data center is nearing end of life, up for replacement in approximately 2.5 years. Replacing this equipment, in turn, impacts data center software licensing, i.e. software licensing is linked to hardware specifications such as CPU, memory, storage, etc. So when you upgrade hardware, you have to upgrade or true up the software. These forecasts have to be carefully calculated. Together, enterprise hardware and software costs can be significant. Finally, is IT capacity management. Just like we carefully budget for and spend within our limits, we need to allocate based on capacity. Over-allocating staff leads to burnout, sickness, decreased productivity, and faulty work. Overall, a diverse and challenging future awaits the IT department. Although COVID-19 will continue to impact our work and needs to protect city assets will continue to increase, we are fortunate to have a resilient and dedicated IT department. Thank you for your time.